Hello everyone! Welcome back to KS Online. Today we will learn new lessons since we are of new week. We are now on lesson number 2. Before we go to our lesson for today, let's review first our previous lesson. Last week, we've learned about art nouns. How many nouns that we've encountered? There are 12. And these nouns we identified as to whether it is a place, a person or people, a work of art or artwork, and an event. So, I congratulate you for finishing our week 1. And not only that, we had also the art quiz. So, we have the idea already about our lesson for today. This week, we are now on still Unit 8, lesson number 2. And we will learn all about present passive. Present passive. So in present passive, this is the tense of the verb. And we will learn in a sentence whether affirmative and negative. So this time, we will learn by example. How will we know if it is passive? How will we know if it is affirmative or negative? I want you to listen very closely. Are you ready? Okay, I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to listen very well. Let's read. It is painted on walls and buildings. The verb is painted. Next, many paintings are exhibited in a museum. The verb is are exhibited. Alright? Take a closer look. Is and are. Painted, exhibited. Let's go to next. Sculptures aren't made from gold. The verb is aren't made. Aren't made. Next, his graffiti isn't found in museums. His graffiti isn't found in museums. The verb is isn't found. Is, isn't, are, aren't. All of the verbs are in past participle. What about this? This painting shows skill as a landscape artist. The verb is shows. No is, no are. People don't like Banksy's graffiti art. The verb is don't like. Okay, now, it is painted on walls and buildings. Many paintings are exhibited in a museum. So this is or these are examples of passive affirmative. Passive affirmative. Why? Because the sentences speaks in a positive way. Affirmative or positive. But remember, our form is passive. What about this? Aren't, isn't. Passive, negative. Correct. These forms, these two sentences are in passive, negative form. Now, we've done passive, affirmative, passive, negative. In order for us to understand well, I'll give you an example of this. What is this? This painting shows. Shows. No is, no are. And then it's present simple. This is an example of active affirmative. Can you spot the difference? The opposite of affirmative is negative. The opposite of passive is active. Now, when we say active, we just put shows. Okay? And what about this? People don't like. This is an active, but in negative. Okay. Let's go to active affirmative. This painting shows skill as a landscape artist. We just put verbs with S. In this example, we use shows. If I put this, plural, paintings, show. So that is in active affirmative. It's just like present simple. The same with this. People, what's the negative for like? We use don't like. Boxes, graffiti art. So, these are our example of active. Okay? Now, in order to change, or in order to use, or in order to identify passive affirmative and passive negative, we use is, are, and I'll add am, and then plus past participle form of the verb. Again, in using present passive affirmative, we use is, are, and am plus the past participle form of the verb. Whereas present passive negative, we use isn't, aren't, am not plus past participle of form of the verb. Okay, that's our only two rules in writing present passive, affirmative, and negative. So don't forget, active, we have this, present simple. I just give this so we can understand the difference. So, don't forget, present passive, affirmative, we use is, are, am, plus past participle. That's rule number 1. And in using present passive negative, we use the opposite. Isn't, aren't, am not, plus past participle form of the verb. Easy, right? Yeah. So, if you want to listen again, if you want to memorize more, watch this video again. I challenge you, only 2 rules, memorize this. Present simple, affirmative, and negative. For your next video will be your exercise number 1. So, watch out. See you on next video. God bless everyone and bye.